Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime. We are at part 2 of the Sierra LaMar case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. Anna Noor testified that she knew Sierra since they were both in the 7th grade and became close friends in the 8th grade in Fremont, California. They had plans to meet up over the weekend that she went missing. Sierra did confide in Anna that she wanted to try ecstasy and that she knew who could provide it for them. Anna testified that she knew Sierra to smoke pot. Chana Foreman was a friend from Fremont, and Sierra contemplated living with her and her family instead of moving to Morgan Hill. She also testified that Sierra wanted to experiment with drugs. Jacqueline Liam Basie told the press, and I quote, she's always been a happy person who wears her emotions on her sleeve. If she was upset, she would cry, so she wouldn't want to run away and just be by herself. If she just wanted to run away from Morgan Hill, she would have come here to Fremont and told her friends here or contacted her dad. Joanna Moore testified that it was she who found was later determined to be Sierra's clothes in a field. Joanna had been rescuing and feeding kittens. By March 20th of 2012, articles about Sierra's dad came out that painted him in a very dark light. Steve Wayne LaMar lived in Fremont, California. Steve is also a registered sex offender, but authorities determined that he was not a person of interest in Sierra's case. Steve worked in computer engineering, and in 1999, he sexually abused his older daughter's friend during a sleepover. In 2009, he pleaded no contest to lewd acts with a minor for this crime. Steve made the following public statement: I understand the stigma associated with this in my background, and I assure everyone it is not connected in any way to my daughter's disappearance. I ask that you please not shift the focus away from the investigation and from finding Sierra. When he and his ex-wife Marlene reported Sierra missing to police, Steve was honest and opened up about his criminal background straight away. 21-year-old Danielle LaMar said that despite her father's past, her parents' divorce, the LaMar family kept a tight bond. I've always been really close with my dad, she told the press. The night before Sierra vanished, Danielle had left Sacramento State University for spring break and was planning to spend her time off at her dad's house in Fremont. The last time Danielle spoke to Sierra, they were talking about how she wanted to get her hair and nails done at her old stomping grounds of Fremont, at a place she knew she liked. Sierra's dad's sketchy past and her unhappiness with her home life and her journaling her feelings sadly did not matter in the end, because by March 28th of 2012, Antolin Garcia Torres was on the authorities' radar, and they began monitoring his movements. By May 8th of 2012, his red Volkswagen Jetta was impounded and taken into evidence and analysis. By May 21st of 2012, they had enough to arrest him based on finding his DNA on Sierra's personal belongings. Antolin's sister, my tocaya, Adriana Garcia, testified that she got her brother the job at Safeway bagging groceries. A man named Brian McGovern also employed Antolin. Brian McGovern is an arborist of almost 30 years of experience. I had to look up what arborist was, and it's someone who specializes in the care and maintenance of trees. Brian taught Antolin intricate knots, and he had limited access to a wood chipper. Antolin did not work at his arborist job the day he killed Sierra. Investigators found no digital connections between Sierra and Antolin. but he did have practice runs. The jury would also ultimately convict him of attempting to kidnap 3 women late at night, all at Safeway parking lots in Morgan Hill, and 3 years before he killed Sierra. Authorities were able to uncover his fingerprints on the stun gun he tried to use on one of his victims in one of the attacks. The defense tried to paint Sierra as a troubled teen who wanted to run away and do drugs. They used her journal entries against her, specifically in a notebook she used for Spanish class. She jotted, "I hate my life. No one ever sees this. I will be in San Francisco 3/16/12." Another journal entry read, "I really just want to run away, like take a road trip to Las Vegas, Hollywood, away from problems, just lay on a beach and chill. We should do someday, no joke. Like we should fuck around and get drunk and get lost with some hot ass strangers." There was also a couple of people who called into the police station and said they saw someone who looked like Sierra after she went missing. However, science does not lie, and to this day, the defense was unable to prove to the jury why Antolin Garcia Torres's DNA was on Sierra's clothing and why her DNA was in her car. This real-life cucuy has never disclosed where Sierra's body is. A San Jose, California jury selection finally began on October of 2016.